It is surprising for me to be in this situation, but after just a couple of days of the campaign being out, I can safely say that I am done with the Gogeta banner. I have no intention to go back in, maybe for a video or something like that, maybe, but like I have no actual desire to summon for this anymore because I'm just done. I lucked out. So now I get to ponder the question with you guys on this video once again. Which unit should we buy from the coin shop? Now I'm going to tell you this. At the end of this, I'm going to be doing something that you definitely would not expect, and I would not recommend to most of you. But it is something that will make a whole lot of sense once you understand what I've been through. Now, we'll go over the conventional wisdom stuff first, as I mentioned in every single video. There's a couple of things that you should always keep in mind. Number one, this is just my opinion, my thoughts, so feel free to disagree. Let me know in the comments. Let's be respectful. But the main thing is that when you're looking for units to buy in the coin shop, more important than anything else is your enjoyment of the game. You have to ask yourself a simple question. Does the quality of the game improve for you when you have a certain unit at whatever level? So we can recommend all of the latest and greatest units that are coming now, that have showed up before, that'll be coming up in the future, but it literally does not matter if you don't enjoy the game. If I tell you that LR, I don't know, Hercule is the greatest unit in the game, but you're a massive Goten fan, then you should be going for a Goten unit more so than a Hercule, if that actually improves the quality of the game to you. So always keep that in mind. Like, we'll recommend stuff, all the different channels, all the Dokkan tubers, all of your friends will recommend stuff, but always remember that your enjoyment of the game is what truly matters, and in the end, whatever you decide that makes the game more fun for you is the number one choice. That is the right choice. Now, that being said, some of the general things that people tend to tell you is that you should always go for units that you have the least copies of. That way, you can retain the most value from that purchase, because accumulating these coins means that you had to summon a lot on banners, and if you summoned a lot on banners, either A, you're a whale, or B, you just kept going because you were trying to push and push and push and get the unit that you want, but you just couldn't get it, which is the reason why we have this whole, essentially, pity system. It's a very diluted pity system, I would say. You get some return on your investment, and you get to buy units slowly over time. So these purchases aren't going to be happening too often. But looking at this banner, this is a very healthy banner. Let's actually go to the Dokkan Wiki here and look at it here. It's a better distribution. Obviously, the main two units are not going to be on the shop, because if they were, what's the point of summoning? So these guys aren't there. But these units are really, really good. This is an extremely healthy lineup for a beginning player, and just low to play spenders in general. So I'll tell you this, from my experience, I spent about 23 to 2,400 stones all on my stream, which I recommend you guys go watch. It was a very fun stream, lot of awesome moments, including some forbidden techniques. So yeah, definitely go check that out. But this banner gave me a lot. This is the first time in quite a long time that I can actually safely say that I gained more out of this than any banner in recent memory, and that includes the 6-year anniversary. The 6-year anniversary banners were good because I got the headliner unit and the banner unit, but then everything else I pretty much had. Here, I could benefit from 1, 2, 3, obviously the 2 headliners, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, because now that we have the same name update, and I am a chain battle semi-enthusiast, I do put a focus on accumulating the dupes for the TURs and the SSRs of these LR units. So I actually got a lot out of this banner in more ways than one. So as far as what I could get from the coin shop, it's actually going to be, well, it's still fairly limited in terms of my options, but let's go over some of the options for you guys. The reason why Pikkon and Janemba I feel like are excellent choices for this coin shop purchase is because, again, if you're a new player, these guys will benefit you greatly on your journey into Dokkan, because they will act as an umbrella unit to lead all of your units on a singular team, as long as they're either good or bad. This is what I keep focusing on, and this is the role that the Tech Trunks and the AGL Zamasu had prior to these guys, as well as before that, the Transforming Goku and the Transforming Frieza. They were the original duo that would lead Extreme Class and Super Class into the Promised Land, if you will, with all of your new units. And that's actually how I started playing Dokkan. When I started playing Dokkan back in the 250 million downloads, I had a Transforming Goku unit that I had, which helped me put together a Super Class team. That got me through most of my events for the first couple of months. Only slowly was I able to accumulate an Extreme Class team because I didn't get the Frieza yet. Took me a while to get the transforming Frieza, but when I did, I was then able to put together some nice teams on the extreme side. And then once I started to understand the mechanics of the game, I got comfortable with, you know, how everything went, the game flow, the UI. Then I started to understand, okay, categories are important, types are important, this and that, this and that. And then I was able to branch out. So these two units hold tremendous value, not only in their leader skill, but then also what they do, because they also act as a support for their very own teams that they lead. And this is a new growing trend with these new lead units. Not only will they lead their category, but they're also support it. One of the main reasons why the Gotenks is such an incredible banner unit on this banner is because he leads time limit, sub-leads it, but then he also supports it massively. So these two units can do that for your teams. And then they also have their own unique abilities. This guy can act as a ghost usher. It's a really user-friendly unit for a beginner, I feel like. I think the Pycon is more so user-friendly than maybe the Janemba in that regard, because also you need to pick up 4 or more type key spheres to actually utilize the extreme class support skill in this guy's passive, whereas the Janemba, or the Pycon, excuse me, only requires 3 or more type key spheres. So yeah, definitely consider, if you guys don't have a single copy of this guy, or maybe if you just have one and you would like to have one more so you can greatly raise your attack multiple times in one turn, greatly lower attack of the enemy multiple times in one turn, maybe consider looking into purchasing the Pycon with your coins. Another one would obviously be the Janemba, and then, let's see, if I had to choose out of the 2 LRs, I'm going to say that the Gobros is the better option for beginners. But if you're a veteran player, the answer is clear. It's going to be the Blue Dudes, because you've probably already summoned this guy a trillion times. But let's just look and remind people of why these guys are so good. These guys are annoying to look at, sure, if you're an older player, but they're really good. Key +4, 170% attack for, well, 170% attack for both categories, and then 150% defense for Siblings Bond, 130% HP and defense for Goku's family. Goku's family is a stacked category, one of the biggest categories in the entire game. Look at this. Look at how far down this goes. These are just the TURs. Then we got the SSRs. So there's just a ton of units, and obviously Goku's the star of the show. So Goku's family will be one of the generally more accessible unit categories for beginner players or just players in general. So having a Goku's family lead of 170%. In fact, how many leads of 170% do we have for Goku's family? Let me see. We only have the GT one and the Super Saiyan 4. Let's see. Do we lead at 170? Nope, this guy doesn't lead at 170. This guy leads at 170. So only the Super Saiyan 4 and the Gobros actually lead Goku's family at 170%. So think about that for a sec. Now, for the super attack, greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes Colossal. Greatly raises attack for causes Mega Colossal. Over time, this unit stacks from his passive. So normally, when you're looking for stacking, you look at it in the super attack. This unit, however, launches multiple attacks, potentially super attacks, in the same turn. And with each attack performed, you stack slowly. You gain ki, and you also gain attack and defense over time, thereby acting as its own stacking technique, which is why this unit is often used on races and also Legendary Goku event, Super Battle Road, those types of events, because he's a quick stacker. They're a quick stacker, I should say. And yeah, if you're someone who cares about competitive stuff, like you actually want to race your friends, this unit's super attack is very slow, and you launch multiple super attacks. So let's say you're fighting a friend who's running a Royal Blue Vegeta LR, whose super attack takes like 20 minutes. Launching that multiple times versus this multiple times, this will be done in like a third of the time that it would take the Royal Blue Vegeta to go. So this unit is actually pretty solid, even now. And then for the active skill, it's a finishing move. When you're facing only one enemy, you have 59% or less. By the time you have to use this, you'll probably have attacked a few times, so your stacking power will have kicked in. Massively raising attack is going to massively boost your output, obviously. So yeah, this unit is still really good. It's aged pretty well. I'd say those would be my immediate recommendations, but then there's value in every single one of these. The Goten and the Trunks would probably be one of the more obscure choices because they are more of a gimmicky unit, because their whole shtick is getting stronger after they dodge, and they can only dodge after they use their active skill, because when they use their active skill, they dodge fully for 1 turn. So this one's kind of a slow burn if you're more of a finesse player who's been around the block a little bit. Maybe you're used to using a unit like this, which is a little bit more unruly. I'm talking like they're Pokemon. But you know what I mean. There's just a little bit more technicality to this unit. I wouldn't recommend this in general. Plus, the Gifted Warriors category is massively underutilized at this point. Not really a category to worry about. And then I would say, if anything, the dark horse pick would be this AGL Gogeta. Everybody's talking about, now that we have the Dokkan Festival category EZA meta, everyone has their eyes on the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie units. This guy and the Dragon Ball Super Broly physical unit. These two guys, when they get their EZAs, and you can bet they will easily become two of the most broken units in the game. So a dark horse pick could just be investing in these guys and picking them up. So I don't want to just end up picking every single guy on this banner. So I will tell you my top 3: Janemba, Pikkon, Gobros, and then dark horse would be the AGL Gogeta. But like I said, these are just my thoughts, my opinions on this banner. And let's not forget, there's always the option of simply not purchasing any units, because let's remind ourselves of what is coming down the pipeline. We just had, well, not just had, but we are coming off of some pretty hype celebrations in Dokkan's past with the 350 and the 6-year. But we have a Super Vegeta banner that is on the horizon. This is what JP had, and with the Super Vegeta coming back, we get the Broly coming back. And Broly is a monster, literally at 55%. At 55%, this guy is spectacular, and he will carry you through the Legendary Goku event. He is really, really, really good. And you would be a fool to not have a single copy of this Broly. And then on top of that, the 6-year LRs are poised to make a comeback too at some point later on this year. So, do you really want to be spending on this banner with those coins, or do you want to be saving them for either maybe a Broly on the next banner, or potentially on the 6 years whenever they show up? So a little food for thought there. There's also an advantage in waiting. When it comes to gacha games, impulse buying is what they prey on. They want you to do that. They want you to impulsively buy and regret, so that you can then go back in and spend more and indulge more and feed into the system. So the best thing you can do when you're in doubt is to simply not do it. But hopefully this video can help you make a more informed decision. Now let's go back to me and my situation. We're looking at these units right here. Now here's my deal. I have had a whirlwind of a time with this stupid troll right here, Janemba. If you guys recall, I'm actually going to see if I can link that in the description. I summoned on this Janemba when he first came out on his original Dokkan Festival. I used up, I think on stream or on video, I used up around 2,600. But in total, I definitely went about 3,000 stones on that banner just to get one copy of this guy. And I only had one copy of the Pikkon as well. And for the longest time, I could not benefit from any additionals or anything like that from these guys, because I never invested the skill orbs into them. But then on this banner, I have rainbowed my Pikkon, but I only got one copy of the Janemba, and I spent about 2,300 to 2,400 stones on the Gogeta banner. So, to sum up the 2 times that this Janemba has been around, I have spent about 5,000 to 5,300 to 5,400 stones, and I have only picked up 2 copies of Janemba. I absolutely despise that. As somebody who is slowly descending into whaledom, this won't slide, because I want to be an economical whale, not a straight up monstro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all show you my hidden potential for the Janemba, so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Tech, you are. Extreme, where is my Janemba? Here he is. 69%. I am going to rainbow this unit. Why? Don't do this at home, folks. I am doing this simply because I know that I am never going to be summoning this guy, ever. And I want this guy to be rainbowed now because I deserve it. That's why. Doesn't make sense, maybe irrational, but I don't care. So hopefully you guys don't follow what I do. Don't do as I do right here. Look away! Look away! 1, 2, 3. I did it. I bought 3 of them. Now, I can afford to do that because, like I said, whale, I just spent 1,200 coins like it was nothing. I had 5,200 coins here. That's because I don't, well, I mean, I summon a lot, but I also don't spend a lot on these units. Again, because I summon a lot. So this is just a footnote in the long history that is the Toonrami summons. One of the bumps in the road, if you will. This stupid Janemba drove me insane, and I am going to rainbow this guy right here in front of you guys right now. Well, I'm not actually going to rainbow. I'm just going to unlock all the paths. It's symbolism, okay? Just let me have this. All right, right there. Yes. All right, done. That concludes the stupid Janemba saga forever in my life. But hopefully, in all seriousness, hopefully you guys were able to understand my thoughts and views on the coin shop situation. If you guys are struggling on your coin shop choices, just maybe go back and watch some of my points again. Just keep in mind, there's always better stuff on the horizon, but if you have to choose here, just really think about the criteria. Enjoyment of the game, how many copies you currently have, and what are the teams that could actually benefit from it. Don't just buy a unit for the sake of buying it if you're never going to use the guy. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and let me know in the comments, why did my music stop? It stopped! Let me know in the comments, why did my music stop? I'm just kidding. Let me know in the comments what units you decided to buy, or did you decide to simply pass and wait for another banner? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.